Okay, guys, today we'll be looking at the mixer. So I'll just be explaining some basic stuff about the mixer. Okay, let me get straight into it. So the first thing I should really say is you should choose how you want to view the mixer. If you press here on this drop down, there's actually many options whereby you can choose compact to wide. So if you want to clearly see wide 2, wide 3 and extra large, so it depends on you how you want it, but me personally I like this one because it shows shows most of the tracks. So what usually happens on the mixer, insert 1, insert 2, insert 3, these are all different tracks. So each element you send here, if for instance I have this kick here, so this kick I can, since it's selected here, I can right click here, go to channel routing and say route selected channels to this track. So that kick will go into insert 1. As you can see, it's already renamed here. Same applies with this other, I don't even know what rim with the rim. I can do the same thing here, and with this is a closed head, I can do also the same thing here. That's how you add tracks. So after you have worked out your drum pattern here on your channel rack, you just send everything to the mixer. And what I'd advise is not to do anything on this knobs here, because this is just the panning and volume, but that's actually part of mixing if you're gonna mess with those knobs. And I highly recommend you mix everything here on the mixer. So right here is just the volume. So once you hover over certain knob, it's just written here what it does. So as you can see, this is the volume, how you can mess with that. This is the panning if you want to send right or left. Okay, I think it's better to explain while I have something playing there. So I have a kick here. So as you can see, I can mess with the volume of the kick, send the kick to the left, to the right, and this one is reversing polarity. Won't lie, I don't know what the fuck is that. Anyways, this switches sub channels from left to right. If you press this, what's on the left will be on the right, and so on. And here is the stereo width. So as you separate or merge it, then it sounds more towards the center. If you go to the separate it, then it will be more open sound, stereo width. And the rule of thumb of actually mixing is that on the stereo width is actually having your lower frequencies more towards the center and your higher frequencies more stereo. Okay, let's move on to this one. This is having your effects. Let's, for example, if I add some effects here, yeah, this button here, you press it to remove all to here when all your effects are as you can hear, the kick sounds clean, but once I press here, so this is like muting all your effects that you have used on that particular channel. Everything mute. So this helps once you want to compare the sounds when you have added your effects on and when you have removed them. That's how you can easily compare both sounds. Okay, this one is record disc. If you want to record that particular track, then you're going to use the mixer to press here. I've actually never used this thing, and I don't know if I'll be using it anytime soon, but yeah. And the trick here is about this one, it's actually your cables. So what happens is that it's your routing cables. There's every track here is routed to the master channel. So even this particular track, this arrow sends that this wire, it's like a wire or cable that sends the information of this particular track all to the master channel. So this is where everything is sent to, whereby you're going to master your sound. And this is all the small elements of the track you are compiling. So once you mix everything, you send straight into the master channel. And another thing is, if you'd like to say you want to add the same effect on all these 3 channels, instead of let me first remove these all. Please, instead of adding, so you want to delay on each and every one of these tracks, instead of adding manual delay like here, then go to the next one, then go to the next one, and so forth, you can actually use the bus channel, whereby you route every track to one singular track, which will have that effect, and everything will be okay. Let me show you how to actually do this one. Let's choose this channel here, channel 5, and let's add some, say, delay here. So you press here, and you're gonna press this arrow to this channel 5. So the information of this particular track will also be sent to channel 5. So what's on channel 5 is the delay. So that kick, once I play it, it has that delay also, because you have sent its information to channel 5 also. So you can do the same thing with even this one. Send here, this one, send here. So everything will have that delay. Let's add these small things. As you can hear, everything has delay now because we just routed to this bus channel, everything. So that's another trick you can actually use, instead of adding one by one. I just recently found out about this, and I know how it will actually work. Okay, I'll use it on my next tutorial, because I'll be doing something which will need this also. Okay, if you want to remove them, just simply click the arrow again and disappears just like that. Simple stuff. Okay, what else? I'm not sure if I'll cover everything. I just want to cover what I think is important, the more basic stuff. Okay, another thing is view in waveform. If you actually check these parts here, it's the volume of the tracks, how you view them. but once you click view waveform, they're going to show the waveform of all the patterns. Yeah, and personally I know this helps when you are actually side chaining. Then you can be able to see when the kick sort of separates with the baseline. We'll cover that later on, but this helps when you want to see the information of your sound instead of just looking at the volumes. Okay, yeah. And another thing here I want to add is, if say you had some EQ and then whatever, and then the sounds here, what's going to happen first on this sound is that it's going to be EQ'd first, then what has been EQ'd will be reverbed afterwards. So okay, let's play this solo. So if I EQ this, that small sound will be added reverb on that small sound. Simple stuff. But say now if I wanted the reverb first, then the EQ, what you do is use your scroll mouse to scroll up, then it will switch. Because in the past I've made that mistake that I actually wanted one effect before the other, but I didn't know how to sort of maneuver that. Then I had to remove everything and start again. So by using your mouse wheel, then you can just shift this up and down. It will change everything. So now the reverb is being EQ'd, so most part of the reverb is always at the top. Just like that. Okay, these things here, guys, I won't lie, I don't even know what's their function. Maybe on another life I'll try find out and tell you, but for now I don't know how important they are. Okay, so that's basically most part of the mixer, but now I'll just be sharing my few tips that I usually use when I'm mixing tracks. So what I usually do, let's say I want this rim, yeah, let me play this rim. Okay, this rim already has some reverb, so let me just choose this head. Okay, what I usually do, say I wanted this head mostly at the sort of far away at the back. I'm going to use the stereo separator to separate this thing, because once you separate, the sounds goes more away from at the point you are at now. So I'm going to separate. I just separate this and make sure I turn down the volume, because you can't hear something very far in the normal volume. Just going to turn the volume, and then to top it off I add some reverb. Even if I say large hole, small reverb. Now you can see, you can see now you can hear like where the reverb, where the head is, where it sounds. It's not, it's kind of far at the back. That's where I usually put most of the sound, because when you are mixing, you just want to put everything in place so that it can be clearly heard. All your stuff you just want to sort out. So that's what you usually do. Just going to mix these few things here, the kick, let's pan this one. So when we are mixing, we are like making space for everything, making space for every other. Let's, don't know what else to add now. This thing here, also assign frame mixer track. This one I'm going to pan to the left.